Welcome, everybody. This is the DFS Time Show with Clinton and my host, Will. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Will, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Listen, week 10 headed in there. Got a couple of lineups put in already, man, in DK. So this will be a good one, man. This will be a good one. We got 4 teams on bye, so it's not going to be everybody at full strength, but we got some injuries. We got some other players coming back off of injury or off of the whole pandemic situation. So we'll see how that shapes out here coming into week 10. How you
Yeah,
doing,
I
man?
feel like good. I'm doing well. It's been a good week. Just a little bit of recap, and also actually a little side note here. Next week we're actually when we go live, we're gonna have a guest with us, Chris Robin, known as Detroit Beasley on Twitter, a DFS expert. Throws out that bottom of the barrel article each week and video. Definitely worth your time to check those things out. But he'll be joining us next week, and we're really excited about that. Have our first guest on and to talk some DFS stuff.
Yeah,
And
man,
then
that's my guy, man. That's my guy. I met him out there in Canton,
Oh, you met
for
him.
the
Nice.
for the Fantasy Expo out there in August, man. Real good guy, man. Real cool guy. Gave me a lot of pointers. So I actually attribute my spiral notebooks now at this point to him, man. So he's definitely helped me out. I've had a little success, a little bit more success than I have in a couple of years, man. And I attribute that to him and his pointers on the spiral notebooks.
Yeah, it does great work. Yep. Just a quick recap from last week. I played. So the lineup I talked about on Fanduel, and then I had in my DFS Time article. In the Fanduel lineup, I switched out. I got scared about Elijah Mitchell, so I switched him out in Fanduel for Joe Mixon, and then in DraftKings I switched him out for Boston Scott, which that didn't work out that well. But both of those lineups did place in the money in their millionaire contest, in the millie on DraftKings. So I felt good about that. It was kind of a good week that way. But yeah, how did your weeks go betting wise?
Man, betting wise, it was okay. Could have been better. I mean, I had a lot of shares in Tua, not only in DFS but
To take him
also,
out. Yeah.
yeah, man, but also in some player props on some online sports books. It didn't go my way. They, hopefully this week he plays, but I'm not touching that. I can't. I just can't afford for incorrect designation again by the Miami Dolphin franchise, and then at the end of the day, I'm the one that's hurting and gets penalized. So it could have been better. Could have been better. I was expecting actually a lot more from Boston Scott. Didn't get that. It looks like Jordan Howard's that guy down there. So we added him in one of our lineups there, man. But we'll definitely get into that.
Yeah, that's all right. He did okay. Yeah, so let's jump right in here. We're gonna go straight to a FanDuel lineup. We'll get this shared up on the screen. I set this here today. All right. Add that in, and there it is. This week, I'm actually going to go roll Dak at quarterback. I know he didn't have the greatest week last week. He finished well. He finished off, at the end of the game there with 2 touchdowns. I think he only had like 243 yards passing. I really like him this week, though. I think Dallas comes back strong after getting embarrassed. But I think he has a good matchup at home against Atlanta. I'm going to risk it again this week. I've been burned so many times waiting for this guy's breakout. And he finally had over 100 yards last week. He still had less carries than Melvin Gordon, but I'm going to go Javonte this week. Really cheap, easy to get in there. I think he does really well this week again. The Eagles, they've allowed the 4th most points to running backs in fantasy this year. I just like to play. Going with Dalvin. I actually had Chubb in this spot as of yesterday, and then that COVID designation hit. So I took him out. I put Dalvin in. That the allegations came out and things like that, and I almost took him out, but it sounds like he's going to play. If you aren't going to play him there, you can fit anybody in there right now with his salary. So you could do McCaffrey, you could do Taylor, guys like that. So I would pivot there if something were to happen. Keenan Allen at wide receiver, over 100 yards, like 13 targets and 12 catches last week. Going up against that Vikings defense, I think he has a really good game, especially at home. Herbert's been looking his way. And we got Cole Beasley. Both these guys are on the injury report, so you kind of want to monitor that as the week goes on. But I like Cole Beasley. For whatever reason, Allen's just been targeting him and peppering him with the football. He only had 33 yards last week, but he had 8 catches. And I tweeted it out on Sunday. Like, that's just the weirdest stat line. 8 catches for 33 yards. But I like him there. I saw that I think you have this guy too, Michael Pittman Jr. We're just going to keep going back to him until he stops producing, but he's had 4 touchdowns in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. I just think he's a money play each week, and they haven't increased his salary that much. He's at 7,200. I think that's a good play. Then we're going with our boy Pat Freiermuth. I think Ebron might be back this week, but I don't think that changes anything for Pat moving forward. I think the Steelers like him a lot. He had a big night last night again, 2 touchdowns. Targets were there. It would be nice to see him do a little more on the open field in the middle of the fields during the game instead of right down in the red zone. He seems like he's out there blocking a little more. Ben doesn't hit him. He's always trying to throw the ball down the field. Then, right in that flex spot, it fit Mike Evans, and I thought he was a perfect play. I kind of debated between him and Godwin, and then Godwin hit that injury report. But I think the Bucs are going to tear the Washington football team apart, and Mike Evans, we're probably looking at another 2 touchdown day this week. And then the Titans defense, they allow some points, but like what was it last week? They got a defensive touchdown at home against the Saints. Saints are struggling a little bit as far as players. Kamara hit the injury report. They're starting Simeon. We'll see what happens with Odell, and he might end up there. I don't know if he can play this week if they even have enough time to test him and things like that. But that's what I got for a rundown. Like I said, you could adjust Dalvin out if you're a little worried, or even one of those questionable wide receivers. What are you thinking?
You actually got a couple of players that I got in there, and I'm definitely high on Tennessee this week. You saw what they were able to do last week, so I'm definitely going with them. They're actually lower too on DraftKings, which I like. They're only at 2,600 there. So
sure. Yep.
Yeah, you got a couple of players. Again, I'm sticking with Pat F. Like I said, I'm not going to attempt to say his last name. I don't want to butcher it, but we got to stay with Michael Pittman Jr. Man, I mean, Carson Wentz I think has a great matchup this week against Jacksonville. I just think that he's going to keep on improving on his numbers there, and I like the Javonte Williams play also. Right, Javonte Williams. I think, man, every single week I say the same thing. I just hope that it's his time to get inserted as a starting running back in that offense. Again, he had over 100 rushing yards last week, so that was pretty good. So I'm hoping for more of the same, and hopefully Melvin Gordon does get phased out. So we'll see how that goes, man. But all in all, I do like the play. I think the Cole Beasley add in there might be a sneaky play, but then again, they are playing against the Jets, so he might be able to thrive on that.
Yeah, it's tough. The Jets aren't, the greatest in this, playing the pass right now. And I think they've had some injuries back there in the safety position. I like it a lot. We'll go from there. You want to jump into your DraftKings lineup?
Let's do it.
All right, we got her pulled up, zoomed in a little bit on there for you. Go right ahead. Ooh, I see. You got
all right, man. So listen, my guy Russell Wilson's coming back. I actually like a stack in this game for the simple fact that they're down right now, man. They need to make a push to make into the playoffs. So I like Russell Wilson to come back again. The injury was to his finger, but it wasn't anything, in my opinion, that's going to be able to pretty much hold them back from putting up some big numbers. Green Bay is going to give up some points. The total in this game is 49.5. So I like Russell to do some things, not only passing but also on the ground. And then the Ernest Johnson, Chubb did have a great game last week, but because of the COVID situation, he's going to be on the sidelines this week. So the Ernest Johnson is going to be that guy getting the carries back there, and I also think that Felton is going to be on the sidelines joining Chubb. So he's going to get the more share. We saw what Johnson was able to do when he had his opportunity there, especially on the Thursday Night Football against the Denver Broncos. So I'm high on him. And Jonathan Taylor's my guy, man. That dude last week did his thing. I mean, he had
he was a monster,
close to 200 total yards, right? Close to 200, not only rushing but also receiving. So again, he has a great matchup with Jacksonville. So they're not going to stop him. They're not going to stop him at all. I mean, maybe try to contain him and hope for that. My wild card though is going to be Randall Cobb. I think, we saw the chemistry that he has, and obviously he was in Green Bay before with Aaron Rodgers, but I think, when he got added to the squad here, Aaron Rodgers does look for him. And if I could get, about 70 to 80 yards receiving. I know that's a hefty number, but hopefully you could get it. But if you could add at least 1 or 2 touchdowns, man, then I think I'm in great shape. So he wasn't very expensive at all. He's only like 4,300, which I like. And then again, like I said, the stack over here, we got Metcalf. We got a Metcalf. I think Metcalf is going to go off. I think both receivers are going to go off, but I just want to stay with one of them instead of Lockett. So I'm going to go with Metcalf, and he's going to have a big game. I'm hoping he has a big game with Wilson coming back, and then Pittman's my guy. Again, we got Pittman. He's doing his thing. We already touched on him. He's gonna get the targets there. I did hear that T.Y. Hilton may come back this week, but that's still not going to deter me from putting him in the lineup. He's gonna get those targets there. Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, if anything, it's gonna help him, right? So, probably get more single coverage and probably get a little bit more looks out there with people trying to get it on Hilton. Pat F. Like I said, Pat F. It was his welcoming party out there in Pittsburgh against the Bears, coming off a short week, but still I think that Pat F is going to do his thing. I'm not concerned about Ebron coming back. I mean, everybody's been high on Pat F. I think this is the week where he goes ahead and pretty much solidifies that spot there. So I like him at 3,900. Again, a very inexpensive option at tight end, so I like it there. My flex spot is Darrell Patterson. Mike Davis hasn't been able to do anything, hasn't been able to give you anything. The last 2 games, he's 19 attempts running, right, in the last 2 games, so that's not good. Darrell Patterson's not only going to be able to do it through the air, but also on the ground, so I like him in that spot, and also probably get a touchdown. He does that, then we're definitely in business. And like I said, Tennessee Titans, man, 2,600. I don't know what's going on here, but they're playing New Orleans, and they're playing with not only the backup quarterback here, so
and
not a big not a big believer in Trevor Siemian. We'll see what he gets to do, but I think that the Titans could definitely cause some turnovers there, and hopefully find the end zone again. If they're able to do that, again, we're in good business here. So I think that this lineup could definitely cash. And if I get this first place, man, I may have to take the rest of the year off, man, and come back. 2022 rejuvenized, man.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on my lineup?
Yeah, I like it. I put it in the millie, so you'll hear about it if it flops or whatever. What are you playing Cobb no matter what, if Rodgers plays or he doesn't, or are you only playing him if Rodgers plays?
So yeah, I'm only gonna play. Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen. All right. Jordan Love is not the guy. I don't know what everybody, fantasy Twitter was going crazy. They're like, I'm hoping that. I was like, that's very, very wishful thinking. I don't know what people saw in Jordan Love that made them think that he was gonna come in and even have a shot versus Kansas City. I'm all off on Randall Cobb if Jordan Love is starting. I mean, I'm all off that whole entire offense, actually. So I will be taking a close eye on that. I know we record on Wednesday, so again, if Randall Cobb is in there, if he does end up making the lineup, is because Aaron Rodgers did get the start. If not, then I'm going to take him out and just try to probably going to have to switch another player out too, because I don't think I could find another receiver at that price, because I'm all out of salary here. So we got to have somebody in the 43 and under range here.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. I thought maybe how far is he up? If you could make up $500, you got Peoples Jones sitting there at 4,800. My article on Friday, and I have him in the honorable mentions. In fact, I have him if for some reason Chubb were to play and have Ernest in a flex spot, I'd move Peoples Jones in there to cover that. Another Agnew's there. That's Zacchaeus for Atlanta. He didn't have a huge day, but he had a touchdown.
He had 2 touchdowns, right? He had 2 touchdowns, so he had 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns. But
there he is, right there.
Again, think about it. The week before he didn't do anything, right? So I think it's pretty much between him and Russell Gage. So I think that was more of a situation that he was found in the end zone a couple of times last week against the Saints. But I don't think that's something that's going to be consistent. So I'm gonna stay off of him. Now, again, he was a good pickup for people last week, right? Because I know he was probably at the same salary, even less. But I'm gonna have to do a couple of changes here if Aaron Rodgers does not start. I'm gonna have to probably like take somebody else out and play around with the rest of that salary for 2 players.
Yeah, well, here's a name though. If Godwin doesn't play, I know they signed Pearman, but Tyler Johnson's sitting there at 3,300. He's got to be the next guy with Mike Evans if Godwin's out, as well. I'd plug him in right there. I bet you the ownership on him on a DFS or anywhere. I mean, the Washington defense, they're one of the worst ranked against pass. I think, and Brady, it seems to like Tyler. He does throw him the ball, even though he has all those other wide receivers out there. Plus, he's a Minnesota Gopher, so I've got a little soft spot for that. But yeah, I'd consider that, and then you might even have money to put somewhere else. You get $1,000 there left over. But I like the Jonathan Taylor. I bounced around between Taylor, Chubb, McCaffrey, and Dalvin this week. And I was interacting with somebody on Twitter not long ago, just that to try to throw a lineup in that you put 2 of those guys in, like Taylor and Cook or Taylor and McCaffrey, and see where you can go cheap later. You could potentially play Peoples-Jones and Tyler Johnson if Godwin's out, somewhere, and maybe slip Pittman in there with them. Who knows, but I like it. I like what you got there. I have Ernest in a couple spots now. That's a smash play to me if Chubb for sure doesn't play at 4,700, just from what Ernest did the last time he was out there. And then Patterson, I mean, Dallas gave up almost 100 yards each to get Gordon and Javonte last week.
Yeah. Listen, Darrell Patterson is going to get it done. So I definitely like them at the flex spot. Now, that is one player that I will not take out of my lineup this week. Again, I think that Matt Ryan, he was voted NFC Offensive Player of the Week with his performance against the Saints. So he's going to look for Darrell Patterson. Again, Ridley is out, so it's just going to pretty much, I'm not even looking at Gage at the receiver spot. I'm pretty much going to hone in on Patterson and then also Pitts to get the majority of the targets out there in Atlanta. So I'm not gonna like mess around with the Cordero Patterson slot there at the flex spot at all. But again, I'm hoping that Aaron Rodgers does come back and is able to play, because I really like the Randall Cobb play. And he's just at a good salary at 4,300. So he's going to give you that production, and then I really feel strong about this. And again, if I hit first place, man, I'm saying, I'm gonna definitely catch up with you in the spring of 2022, man.
I'll have to find a new partner on Wednesday nights. Yeah, bring somebody else in. Yeah. Mike, Daddy's home, is watching on YouTube right now. He made a comment. He can join me. Yeah. But anyway, let's jump over to OwnersBox. Well, we'll set a lineup together on there. Again, OwnersBox is a newer fantasy site, newer DFS site. Go ahead and jump over to idpguys.org and check out some of the ads we have on there for OwnersBox. Click on those and start your account. Usually they do like a first-time match or free entrance each week again on there. And the contests, there's not nearly as many people in them. The prize payouts aren't obviously the most yet, but the highest contest they have, I think, is, the main one is $10. It's a good, for the first couple of weeks I played for free. I still have a few, some funds left on there. But yeah, it's worth it. Let's jump right in, jump into our quarterback spot. How do you feel about Matt Ryan? Do you think that's a good play against Dallas this week?
I think that's a very good play against Dallas, man. I like that. But
no.
Yeah, because he's actually $100 more. I was also taking a look at Carson Wentz, but that's somebody that we could go ahead and add in that super flex spot. That's one of the differences between OwnersBox and Fanduel and DraftKings, is that with OwnersBox you could go ahead and add 2 quarterbacks. So we'll get into Carson Wentz later, but yeah, I like Matt Ryan this week. Ryan this week.
Let's throw him in there. Let's start off that way. Yeah, let's get him in there right away. And we'll go from there. We got running back. Should we go with one of the big dogs?
Let's do it, man.
Which one? Taylor? Eckler even's probably going to have a good game against Minnesota. Otherwise, you have Dalvin Najee's down there at 7,000 against the Lions. That's probably a really good play. Should we do that?
Yeah, it's just let's go big on running backs. So let's go ahead and do Najee and JT.
See what? Okay.
Because I just don't think. I mean, listen, I just don't think that that it's gonna be a situation in Jacksonville where they're gonna be able to stop JT or even contain him. So he's gonna pretty much be able to do anything he wants.
Yeah. All right. Well, first wide receiver spot. Another thing about OwnersBox, we say this every week. You only have to play 2 wide receivers because you get 3 flex spots later once you get going. So you don't have to pick 3 wide receivers right away. You only have to pick 2. Throw our guy Pittman in there.
Yeah.
All right. I think he's been in every one of our OwnersBox lineup.
Yeah, man. Yeah, has to. We got so now we got to be pretty.
Yeah, we got to be mindful. Yeah,
we got to be mindful of the salaries here.
Should we do Peoples Jones?
100. Yeah, let's 47? Throw up Peoples Jones in there.
Okay, and then we'll jump over to tight end. What do we have? We only have 17,000 left, so we're at we have about 4,000 I think left per person already. Pat's down there 45.
Yes. You know who else I was how do you feel about your guy Tyler
Conklin?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a decent week last week. I had him in my article, but I think he grabbed 5, he had 5 catches. Missed one that probably would have gone for like 20 or 30. He had a big one that he missed. We can put him in there. Let's see. Let's put him in there and see what happens. Anything to get some purple in there. Flex spot. We got to go low. This is going to get rough. Ooh, what about Michael Carter? He's playing the Bills. That's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
Javonte.
So you know what? Let's switch out JT. Let's switch out JT and get another running back, man, because that is kind of taking out a chunk of our salary.
Yeah, I agree. So
let's go back to the running back spot.
Okay. Yep. Let's see. Should we already plug in Ernest? See what happens? Okay.
Yeah.
47. That's a good deal. And
that's a great deal.
He's top 10 if he's playing. I mean, he's playing the Patriots are decent, but go back to that flex spot. That gives us we're at 5,333 average, so a little more wiggle room. I thought Gibson would come back ready to go, but he's already hitting injury reports this week. I kind of liked his matchup.
What do you think of James Conner, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get played a lot this week because everybody wants to ride that high. But there's nothing wrong with putting him in there.
Yeah,
or I can't find him.
He's right there. You passed him. He's right. Yeah, right.
There he is. 6,000 even. That's good. You can get the fire on him. Yeah, I was kicking myself because we could have played him instead of Boston Scott in those lineups. That would have looked. I would have been in that for like $1,500. I looked in the scoring of the Millie. It would have been like another $1,000.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
All right, we got another flex spot here. 2 flex spots left. 1 super flex. So 5,000 each. We can go.
So let's plug in Wentz at the super.
Okay, let's put Wentz in right away at the super flex and see what we have left. Yeah, right. I know you like him a lot. Let me see if I can. Where'd that go? Whoops. Where'd he go? He must be down here. He was something about having a baby or something. He said he wasn't gonna leave. He wasn't gonna be there. He was gonna go play football. All right, 3,500. Can we get that low?
Man, probably not.
This is going to get close. Scott Miller, Terrace Marshall, De'Ami Brown, Jawan, Frickser, Freddie Swain, Ray McLeod, Pruitt. Oof, we might have to switch something up. That's bad.
What is Eno Benjamin at? What is
I was thinking that too. Yeah, we play both those guys.
Probably swap out. No,
we got to keep Connor in there.
Yeah, we got to keep Connor in. Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to switch him to out here. I don't see anything on there that I even want to take a shot at. I don't think. Right. Oh, wait. There. Oh, shoot. If we can come up with $200 more, there's Tyler Johnson.
So you know what the tight end position there, can we shave $200 off of that?
Yep. So he was Conklin was at 44. So 41 like an Njoku, Sweeney, Howard, Doyle, Allie Cox, Gerald Everett, Parham. Parham might score against the Vikings.
Yeah, see, I think Tommy Sweeney's a sneaky play too, man. I just know that they like to use.
Is Knox back this week? I know he's potentially back, right?
I think he's still out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's still out. But
we can do it.
Njoku, he might be David. Yeah, David Njoku might be a good slot there. I mean, again, OBJ's out.
That's
man.
3 Browns though.
Out. Huh?
That would be 3 Browns players.
Jordan Howard, Gronk is still out. Tom Brady's gonna do his thing there. But yeah, like you said, I mean, David Parham can probably find the end zone there against Minnesota. Yeah, let's plug him in.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah,
let's plug him in.
So then we have 42 on the flex. Oops. Yeah. What did I say? He was he at 43? Do we miss it by $100? Well, Eno was at 43. Deandra Foreman's in there for 41.
You said Tyler, right? Tyler was there at 42?
Yeah, I was looking. I thought that's where he was. Jeff Swain. Why are we sitting on? Oh, I think that's why. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. How do you feel about Deandra Foreman? Think he's going to start getting the bulk load there?
Man, that's going to be See, I just don't know, man, because Adrian Peterson, I just think that he's going to really be that the guy there, man. I really do. We saw him score a touchdown. He got the majority of the snaps in the run game, so I just don't think that with him having another week on the team, I just don't think he's going to be somebody that's going to be out of it.
Tyler's at 3,700, so there he is. Yeah, we're good actually.
Tyler Johnson at 30. Yeah, that's great actually. That's great.
Yeah, that's better than I thought it was. I thought he was at. Yeah, that's what it was. All right, so I think we're good there. Yeah, so we got Matt Ryan, Najee Harris, Ernest, Pittman, Peoples-Jones, Parham, Connor, Tyler Johnson, and Wentz. I like it.
Let's lock it in, man. Lock it in.
Right. Good and gone. There it goes. All right. We'll close how we always do. I'll jump over to an OwnersBox lineup, or underdog, I should say, and we'll do quick snap pick'ems. This is all just for the Thursday game, something we do every week. Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. This is your thing. Lamar Jackson, 316.5 total yards.
Listen, I needed overtime in that game last week against Minnesota, and he came through. So I'm gonna go ahead again. He was at a 311.5, so he's at 316.5. This 5 more yards total, but I'm still high on Jackson with that. So give me the over. Yeah, right. Over.
And then same thing, Lamar, 68.5 rushing yards. All right, yeah, I think that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, 239.5 passing yards.
Over.
Javonte Freeman, 49.5 rushing.
Under.
Okay. Marquis Brown, 67.5 receiving.
I'm going to go over. On this, man. I think Marquis Brown, he sees that Bateman is right there, right behind him, man, getting those targets. So he's been playing better. He's been playing better as of late. So I like Marquis Brown over this number.
Yeah, he was kind of just doing so, and then in the third and fourth quarter against the Vikings, he just burst it out last week, and he had a big game. And we got Bateman, 43.5 receiving yards.
Over. I think that number is way too low. I think it should be at least 50. So
55,
yeah,
I'd say, yeah.
give me over 43.5.
Sure. Mark Andrews, 59.5.
I missed on him last week, man, but there were some missed opportunities by Lamar, but I think hopefully he could hit him this Thursday night tomorrow. So give me over 59.5.
Perfect. And we got Myles Gaskin, 67.5 total yards. He's such a hard
He's just. I'm just gonna go under. I don't like to, but I'm gonna have to go under because he's just not. He's pretty iffy every single week.
Yeah, I agree. Salvin Ahmed, they got some weird guys on this thing. 14.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I'm going under.
Okay. Jalen Waddle, 64.5 receiving yards.
Over.
Waddle again, 5.5 receptions.
Yeah, over.
Gesicki, 58.5.
Over.
All right. He's been money lately. He's been really good. 4.5 receptions for him.
Over.
And then they got Shaheen on here. 9.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's what one catch.
Target. Yeah,
that's one catch. I guess over. I don't. Yeah.
That's a hard one. And then Durham Smythe, 9.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under that. Yeah.
All right, that's what we got for you for today. Thanks for joining us here on the DFS Time Show. We're gonna try to go live every week here moving forward. 7:30 Central. I think Thanksgiving week will be on a Tuesday night. We might just record that one and drop it on a Wednesday. But yeah, we're going to try to be here every week live for you guys, DFS time with Clinton and Will. Just a reminder, next week we do have a guest with us, special guest, Chris Robin, Detroit Beastie on Twitter, does the Bottom of the Barrel article and video. And now he posts his notes on there and for that spiral notebook that you want to see, Will.
That spiral notebook, man, definitely got me on my game this season with that.
Yeah, I agree. I love reading the notes. I love people's scribbles and doodles, and because that's what I do when I set them. I just start writing things down, and then it just crosses out like you're in high school taking or college taking notes. I didn't take notes in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we're at. Where can people find your stuff?
Man, I'm on. You can find me on Twitter @biasedopinions_. I'm doing a lot of great stuff there. Find all my work on there. So on Twitter @biasedopinions_. All
right, and you were on a game show today. How'd that go? What were you on?
Man, it was fun, man. It was fun. Definitely go check it out. Again, it's on. I definitely retweeted it on Twitter. So it's man. It was definitely a good show there with those guys out there. Definitely have fun. Looking forward to being back. Didn't finish in first place, but I was.
No, you were close.
I was close, man. I was close.
If you would have read my comments, you would have won.
Yeah. I was close. That last question was hard, man. But it was definitely a fun time there, man. So definitely looking forward to being back on there with those boys from the front yard, man. It was a fun time.
Yeah, they were good. They're good guys. Yeah. And you can find me on Twitter @ClintonHolmgren, just like it says there on the screen. Most of my work is at idpguys.org. I write a special DFS article each week called the DFS Minute. I put out a short video for that as well that you can find on YouTube on subscribe to this here or the IDP Guys Network. Go ahead and give that a like. Give us some comments. Looks like we have a few comments. I think Grant's on here commenting. We have Mike, Daddy's Home, made some comments. Yeah, go ahead and find us each week here. We'll be at the same place, same time. Have yourself a good week. Hope you guys win some money. Have a good one.